Hello, and welcome to the first video I have put together this year, and this video is entitled Roll On 2015. Really, this is more of an overview video. I'm just going to be showing exactly what I have planned for the channel in this coming year, and maybe talk a little bit about what's coming up. This will also be my first recording on brand new equipment. All the recent videos have been on an old Turtle Beach headset, which has been, for lack of a better word, falling to pieces. Seriously, one of the headphones were held on by just sellotape, really, and that's why it's so bad. It's also why the previous two videos that I just uploaded are hopefully the last bad recordings I'll do for a while, and I just wanted to get them out of the way before putting out this brand new one. So, without further ado, let's talk about the actual series that are currently running on the channel. Well, more or less. Also, as a word of apology, I don't think I'm the best at naming series, or this kind of thing, so please bear with me if any of the names are, well, lacking in imagination, because it is quite likely to be true. From the Depths. This series is a campaign playthrough of From the Depths, a current early access game that's available on Steam. It is a ship and navy based combat game, which is also built around, well, really building your own ships and designs and trying to conquer the entire world. To be honest, this series is the most successful I've ever seen, and it's also one which experimented in a couple of ways, being my first one to feature 30-minute episodes, and also the first one to actually gather so many subscribers in such a short time, which is 4 people. Not exactly the best record, is it? Anyway, the idea is that you just watch me goofing around and making a general hash of conquering the world while running out of resources and doing all sorts of painful things like getting blown up and failing in combat. Originally, this series also featured construction and how I built these designs and the things I'm trying to use, but that was phased out early on in favour of just watching me ramble on in a stream of consciousness as I played the campaign. That's really all there is to it. This is also my only regular series at the moment, so hopefully it will start updating sometime in the next week, and it will update roughly 5 times a week, I think. That was its previous schedule, and I see no reason not to continue doing it that way. What You Doing? For lack of a better description, What You're Doing is a discovery series. Really, it is about showing what I am doing at the exact time when I get asked the question, and showing people that know me maybe a game that they do not recognise, or whatever I'm building or working on at that time. It has an extremely irregular update schedule because really there is no schedule. It all depends on when I get asked the question and if I happen to be doing something interesting at the time that I'm asked. That's really all there is to it, and it is definitely a hit and miss series. Some videos are popular, some videos aren't, and the content is, well, completely unscripted and lacks any real consistency. It just changes completely from episode to episode. If you like random things, it might be a series for you, but if you're after a consistent story or arc or whatever, then probably not so much. Impossible Co-op on Dead Space 3. While this is not a current series by any stretch of the imagination, Impossible Co-op on Dead Space 3 is exactly as it sounds. It is a co-op campaign on Dead Space 3 between myself and Nathan on the maximum possible difficulty. There is much death and dismemberment involved, along with random talk, and, well, we're just really enjoying ourselves, and that's the whole premise of the series, amidst all the bloody carnage. That more or less sums up the series that are currently running on this channel. So what comes next is planned series, which will be starting at some point in the future. Full details haven't exactly been worked out, but I'll discuss what I can just to give you a general idea of what to expect from them. Assembly. Assembly picks up where From the Depths series left off. Originally From the Depths had design elements involved which I phased out early on, but I feel that these were some of the best, or at least most relevant to me, parts of the entire series. Since designing things is one of the things I enjoy most in this kind of game, I decided to try and put these into a spin-off series, which is Assembly. This series will focus on time-lapse videos, showcasing my various designs and attempts at designs if they prove entertaining, even if they do not wind up being used in any actual game. At the moment it is planned to include From the Depths designs, and also Space Engineers designs, because they are essentially similar games, but it might expand to include other designs from games such as Robocraft. Ultimately, this is an attempt to discuss my attempts at designing things and show them off to anyone that might be interested. Yeah, it's an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. The plan is to have the first videos going up inside a week or so. Space Engineers 101. I have had the idea for this series for quite some time, going on in the region of 2, maybe 3 months, but until a recent hardware upgrade I was not actually able to start making it, primarily because I could not record Space Engineers in any meaningful resolution. It would just drop the resolution so badly it was almost impossible to tell what was being shown. This series will be an introduction to Space Engineers as a whole, and will start off with the most basic concepts possible in the game, such as needing 6 thrusters in 6 different directions to actually make a functional ship. And then it will move on to ship missions, ship designs, exact block purposes, and also hints and tricks which may be useful to any player. Admittedly, there are a lot of guides around for Space Engineers from different people with different points of view, but I do not know if there is one which will be as thorough as I plan this series to be. So that alone makes it worthwhile and possibly helpful to people who care to view it. The current plan is for Space Engineers 101 to be updated on a weekly or semi-weekly basis, which should allow the initial episodes to be put out at a reasonable rate starting at some point in the next week. Production. Production is a tentative series at this stage and I make no promises about it. This series will be more of a development log kind of style, and it will be following my attempts to, well, produce video games of my own design. There is not much content currently available for it, and I do not know how quickly such content will become available, which is why I cannot promise any kind of release schedule for the production series. Currently I have several early prototypes available to me, which I have worked so far. They can probably be called early alpha, but anything shown in this series will be extremely subject to change. That is really all I can say about it at this point. One-shots. This is not exactly a series per se, but it is a line of videos I do sometimes upload. Really is a single shot video which I just record on spur of the moment, featuring whatever game I happen to be on at the time, or when there is something in particular that I just want to show off about. Most often this will include multiplayer matches, either with my friends or just by myself against random people. It really depends on what is being recorded at that particular moment. There is no particular release schedule, and it is completely random what will be played and when it will be uploaded. That concludes this video for Roll On 2015. If you are still awake after listening to me talking for so long, well, congratulations! You are certainly made of stern stuff. This is I Am Mark 3, and I am wishing you a very happy and healthy New Year. Thanks for watching, and see you some other time.